Is this what we now call a peaceful protest? Or has the political discourse in this country finally hit a breaking point where law enforcement and their families are now considered fair game? We are witnessing a terrifying shift in how agitators interact with federal agents. And frankly, the silence from some corners of the political establishment is just as deafening as the shouting on the streets. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you the stories that the mainstream media often tries to dance around. Here is the reality of what just unfolded in New Jersey. For days, the area outside the Delaney Hall detention center has been the site of intense, often violent confrontations. We are talking about agitators clashing with ICE agents, throwing objects, and using makeshift shields to push back against federal law enforcement. Now, a day after Democratic Governor Mikey Sherrill publicly praised the situation as lots of peaceful protesting, and even claimed that the presence of ICE agents was what was actually inciting the unrest, a sickening video surfaced. In this footage, an agitator is seen shouting directly at a federal officer. He didn't just yell slogans. He made specific, chilling death threats. He told the officer, "I'll kill your whole family. Your whole is dead. Your children, your wife, all dead." He went as far as to say, "I have your face, you're dead." Think about the implications of that for a moment. This isn't a debate about immigration policy or detainee conditions. This is a targeted, personal threat against a human being who is simply showing up to work and performing their duties as a federal agent. The Department of Justice has confirmed they are actively searching for this individual, and Attorney General Todd Blanche has made it clear they will find him, and he will be arrested. But the broader question remains, how did we get here? Governor Sherrill, while later calling the threats unacceptable, has spent the week painting these protesters in a sympathetic light, even while those same people were caught on camera hurling mattresses and traffic cones at officers. By suggesting that the ICE agents themselves are the ones responsible for inciting this violence, isn't she effectively putting a target on the backs of every law enforcement officer stationed there? When you have high-ranking government officials failing to unequivocally condemn this behavior, it emboldens the most extreme elements of these crowds. It creates an environment where, in the minds of these agitators, attacking a federal agent isn't a crime, it's a moral crusade. The conditions inside these facilities might be a matter of legitimate public interest, but there is a wide, unbridgeable chasm between congressional oversight and screaming at an officer that his children are going to be dead. This isn't just a local issue in New Jersey. This is a snapshot of the current state of our country. We have a culture where political passion is being allowed to supersede the rule of law. If an agitator feels comfortable enough to promise the slaughter of a federal agent's family on camera, in front of witnesses, and during a public event, what does that say about their perception of consequences? It suggests they don't think they'll face any. And why would they, when their allies in government are busy blaming the victims? What we are seeing is an erosion of the foundational respect that keeps society functioning. When the government turns its back on its own enforcement arm, or worse, labels them as the inciters of their own harassment, the result is total disorder. Federal agents should not have to fear for their lives or the lives of their families simply for doing their jobs. So, let me ask you, do you believe that politicians who praise these types of protests are partially responsible when they turn violent? Are we seeing a complete breakdown of law and order in these states? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on this. We will keep tracking this story as the DOJ continues its search for this individual. The safety of those who stand on the front lines, whether you agree with the policies they enforce or not, is non-negotiable. We cannot allow intimidation to dictate the operations of our federal government. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.